We are, of course, going to keep you up with a couple of things that you could go and see and do in this weekend in London town. We're going to go to the Royal Institute. And we're going to go walking in the footprints of London. Now we're going to be talking to Mark Rowland, the chairman of Footprints of London. Good morning to you, Mark.
Morning, Robert. You got our name exactly right, thank you.
There you go. One does one's best. And you're both... Well, you're a literary festival on the hoof, I guess, is the best way of putting it.
A lovely way of putting it. We're a group of independent guides. I mean, there's around 50 of us, and we
of tour guides of London, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we cooperatively market our walks. And one of our guides a few years ago noticed quite how many literary walks our guides were putting up, and had the lovely bright idea of putting them together in a little festival. So this is now the third year of the Literary Footprints Festival. So yes, a literary festival on the hoof is a lovely way of describing it.
How does it work? I mean, normally with literary festivals, it's readings from books and it's Q&As with authors and stuff like that. How does your one work?
Well, this is an interesting one because what we're really celebrating, Robert, is the role of London.
Right. So London's the star of the story.
Absolutely. I mean, it's London as a muse. I mean, London has obviously inspired many great works of fact and fiction over the years. It's London as a backdrop. It's London as a location. And so it really celebrates London. So what our guides do is on a variety of themes. We've covered probably about 35 different books and subjects in the course of the festival. But the driving theme is it really just pulls out London's pivotal role in so much great literature.
So if people are interested in the various things, because I know you've got a Pepys walk, a Dickens night walk, a Shakespeare walk, Bloomsbury group, etc., you pick your area of interest and you go on that walk, basically.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all on our website, footprintsoflondon.com. I mean, the fact of the matter is we've been running the festival now for a couple of weeks. This is the final weekend of it, but there's still plenty to go at this weekend, which people can find on the website. There's one following Wilkie Collins, for example, following his exploring the Marylebone area where Wilkie used to live. There's a couple of Shakespeare walks. One covers when Shakespeare took his theatre company out to Clerkenwell, because one thing a lot of people...
I didn't know that myself.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point, because Stratford has sort of nicked the Shakespeare heritage industry, but he was a London boy. He did all his key work in London.
Yeah.
And it's a little-known fact, and so we've had a series of walks which explore Shakespeare's company travelling down the different parts of London. Then we come more up to date with a walk this afternoon on 1984 London. London as Airstrip 1. Orwell's interpretation of London in 1984. And then tomorrow we've got things like somebody following Samuel Pepys' diary, obviously a key London work, and another Shakespeare one, which brings that story more up to date and talks about how the 18th century Garrick crew elevated Shakespeare to the position of something of a demigod. So there's quite a variety still for people to go at this weekend.
How long do the walks last?
Roughly, usually between an hour and a half to 2 hours. I mean, they are paced for people of all walking abilities, shall we say. The thing is about us at Footprints, Robert, we're all trained guides. We've all done the qualifications and accreditations, and that's a key part of designing a walk, to make it suitable for as many people as far as possible who would like to come on it.
How much of an enemy is the weather, potentially?
The Scandinavians have a saying, Robert. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes. So we try and we proceed whatever the weather. Unless the weather forecast is real, don't go outside, batten down the hatches. We proceed whatever the weather.
Yeah, you don't have a walk in Mexico this weekend.
No, we don't. And our thoughts are with them, obviously.
Absolutely.
I mean, Dickens himself, he said the best time to see London is in a dull, dark winter's night.
Well, you've got a night walk, and Dickens was a night walker, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, as you're probably aware, there was a fabulous book published earlier this year on the tradition of London night walking, and they talked about Dickens as being foremost among those. I mean, it came about as an issue of pragmatism. He suffered insomnia.
Yeah.
And so rather than toss and turn in his bed, he would set out on these epic treks.
And they would be epic treks. He'd do 20-mile walks through the night and stuff.
Well, his standard walk would take him from about Tavistock Square down into the city, down to the river. Then he'd go via Bethlehem Hospital, which is, of course, now the Imperial War Museum, back round to Westminster and into Covent Garden, which is about a 7 or 8 mile walk. But a couple of times he did do the walk to Kent, which Pitt did in Great Expectations.
Wow.
In reverse, which was down to Gads Hill, which, yes, is about 20 miles. He used to brag about his walking speed. He said he could walk at 4 miles an hour and about how no one could keep up with him.
And at any point of the walk, are refreshments taken? Because we all know pubs have played a part in London's literary history.
Some do. We tend not to do it as a standard on the standard length walk, the sort of hour and a half, 2 hour walks. But if people need a stop, then that's accommodated for. But people generally bring their own. People, the more experienced among our walkers will generally bring a bottle of drink and a bar of sustaining chocolate with them to keep them going.
How long does the festival go on for, Mark?
It's ending this weekend, Robert. It's been running for the last couple of weeks, but as I say, there are still plenty of walks to be going on today and tomorrow, which people can find on the website.
Give us the website address.
Footprintsoflondon.com.
Thank you very, very much. And we were listening to Mark Rowland, chairman of Footprints of London. And while